Did you know that Marvel actually put something on the ban list, and that's never having Disney in the background of Marvel content? Did you know that?
No, I would never have Disney or Star Wars content over in my background. Just never.
Thank goodness, because last thing we need is that. Oh, wait, it is on the ban list.
Yo, check the mic 1 2. Welcome to the ban list. What? Welcome to the ban list.
Why can't I do that? Why can't I have like a little Oogie Boogie figurine behind me? Like, what's the problem with that, Marvel?
Because somebody at Marvel didn't get their holiday bonus, apparently. So with that, that's just the way it is now. That's why I have a black box over here now, and no longer my literally award I used to have. I have it's somewhere on the other side of the room, and don't want to get it now, but it was a bass clef that has a Mickey on the inside of it, and it was the top of an award that I got in 2020. I didn't want to bring the whole award with me, so I literally sawed off the top of the award to use it as a mount for a display on my wall, just to have it as a decoration. And then Marvel, after 8 official videos that I've done for them, finally said, you know what? We can't have Disney in the background anymore. It has to be Marvel licensed only and approval. I was like, oh, that's good to know. And I think it's interesting because you also have a new background because of it too recently.
I had to replace this whole thing. This was a Disney puzzle. Actually, I made this Marvel one recently because of it. I noticed that happened between the time I went on the Golden Gauntlet and the next time I went on the Golden Gauntlet. I don't have... Did Marvel think I had too many of these figurines behind me and they said that they didn't like it?
Would it be easier to blame you? Absolutely. Is it the truth?
Perfect.
Absolutely. So I think
exactly.
It's easy to say that it is not my Disney anymore because of not my dance. So thanks, man. But welcome officially to the ban list. For those who do not know, my name is Guest, also known as It's Guest Gaming, joined as always with Not My Dance, as we talk about the world of Marvel Snap through the lens of those things that need to be banned. And this week, we wanted to keep it a little thematic, so we are focusing our efforts towards the idea of limited time game modes, things that we like, things that we don't like. And I feel good with my choice this week because I actually didn't choose it, but I'm glad I didn't choose it because I 100% agree with it. So I ended up with my own little tiny meta roast of celebration for how this choice for mine came to be this week, thanks to good friend of the show, KM Best, my podcast partner. And KM Best had me on his podcast, 8 Cubes, from his channel, took over for Lambie for a day. And I asked him, as just the extra topic, give me something to put on the ban list. And I asked for something general, something about limited time game modes. He gave me one of each. The limited time game one is perfect. I 100% agree with it. So thank you, KM, for having me on the show and giving me a lot less work to do and trying to figure out something because you brought up a really good point. So I was kind of like, you know what, that works. So hopefully I can defend this point well enough to get it onto the ban list because I know I 100% agree with it. How was your journey to try to figure out what you want to throw on the ban list this week?
It was a lot more difficult thinking about the limited time game modes because as much as, there's little nitpicks and things that can annoy me all the time with them, I also feel like everything, even if I don't like it, it exists for a reason. Mm-hmm. And I was looking through a lot of those little bits and I was like, okay, this is cool. But no, I guess it makes sense. That's why this would. And it took me, it legitimately, I think it took me until about Tuesday. And I spent that whole week basically from when we had recorded before to then. And I was just like, what do I do here? And I got it. Took me a bit. And I feel like I'm pretty good about this one. It's a lighter topic because I tried focusing on heavier things, didn't really find anything that clicked for me.
Right.
But how light is your topic? Do you have a heavier one or?
I don't. I'll call it mid. I think because it's not a real problem for a variety of reasons.
Sure.
But it's one that I feel is appropriate enough to call a frustration because it's inconsistent. So would you like to start or would you like to close?
I'll start. Right, get people. We want people to know and stay around for what you got from Cam as well. But I got a weirder one here. I think in that especially if you look at the limited time game mode that is going on Grand Arena, there's a bunch of really cool effects that are on the cards. We've got green prisms. We've got a pixel like reveal effect. We've also got special borders that exist only for some of them. And that's it. And I just think that they should not be exclusive to the game. My ban is exclusive reveals, effects, borders for limited time game modes. I want those as just effects we can get everywhere in Marvel Snap. If you look over at Team Clash as well, we had a bunch of really cool borders. I can maybe see those borders not being able to be a thing everywhere else. But there's, again, some of those also have like really specific background effects where it looks like it's like a bluish and then reddish weird mixed effect. Like, I don't know. There's a bunch of really cool visuals on all these cards. And I'm like, why can't I get this? And instead I'm stuck getting green rays again with rainbow confetti. I want to be able to do everything else here.
I mean, yeah, I 100% agree. I 100% agree with you on this. This is something that it's almost like, I'm trying to think of a less aggressive way to say this, but I'm just going to call it a tease. It's a tease of what they could do. Right? Because there's some unique art that they implement into these game modes. And I think the most frustrating part about it is I know I can see some of this art and I look at it and go, oh, I'd love to have this art also on this variant and this version of a card. And it is incredibly frustrating that if you do play like in Grand Arena, and you take a look at something like a deck that isn't even played very often, like the Spider-Gwen. I'm sorry, not Spider-Gwen, Jesus. The Ghost Spider deck. Yeah, the Ghost Spider deck. And it's got this like purpley background with spider webs. And it's on all the base variants. And I can't change that. And then if I build a deck that uses any of those cards, like, I don't know, throw in like Batroc, right? Who has a similar color scheme. I throw in Batroc and it's like, maybe it'll look good with that one. But I can't even say that it definitely will because the one that we get, ends up being like this, where you just end up with a good silk, a base silk with the effect. And I really think that that's annoying. Like there's some really cool effects on this part of the game. You know, I love the ice blue. Thank goodness we finally got that one. Refraction is fine.
There's a pixel one on one of them, right? There's a pixel effect. I know. Maybe it's not on one of these, but I know there's a pixel.
This one.
Like the pixel flare out. Is it?
Yeah. The pixel flare. There's no reason we can't have a pixel flare in game.
Give me pixels. Like, what is it? I understand people don't like the pixels in Marvel Snap, but also if I could use a pixel variant and have a pixel flare on it, oh my Lord.
Yeah, I think it would actually incentivize, especially for those who are just coming into the game. You know, pixels are one of the first most commonly obtainable variants that you get because of just the variety, the amount of cards that have a pixel variant. So your chances of getting a pixel are very high. But then if you're in the game mode, like if they had those flares as purchasable in the shop, I mean, as much as I love borders,
that's a whole other thing. Legitimately, that's another thing I've considered putting on the ban list already, where it's like, I want to buy, but it's not like I can't ban that. I can't ban not being able to buy something, but it's like,
just a want.
I want to buy. Yeah, I just want to be able to buy so when I did my video for Fin Fang Foom, I decided to go over the top and extra, and every single one of the cards that I used had a fire border with a fire background and the Embers flare. I don't know why I did that, but I just really liked the way that it looked.
There's nothing wrong with that. Like,
I want to be able to do that for everywhere else. I was just like, I love this. This is so much fun. Why can't I do this normally? Why'd I have to do this official video for it? I would still can't showcase it. I know, Urban, it's so difficult.
I know. And Taxi's just as upset about it. But I look at the She-Hulk variant here that has the green prism in the background. And immediately I go in my head to I think it's either Midnight Suns or Tarot card. I always confuse the two, but it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
They're both sometimes.
Yeah. That one of She-Hulk where she's holding the scale with this on the background would look so good. And I understand the exclusivity piece to making it something unique to this game mode. However, there's a huge missed opportunity from a business point of view for Second Dinner. There's no reason not to have this be something that you can obtain, unlock, use as a redeemable token, just like you do borders. Why can't we do exclusive backgrounds, exclusive flares the same way? I think that it's cool. But the reason I think it's also more frustrating to me is because not all of them are exclusive. Right? You just have like on the Iron Man one, it's just the standard gold metal foil with a red Stardust. Okay, so what? That's nothing special. It's the Destroy deck with Weapon X is just the silver metallic foil. But then you got this awesome Gwenpool. Oh, sorry, I did it again. Ghost Spider, whoever the hell she is, that has this pink purpley spider web, and then also the cool border with the pink spider web on top of it. Like it's a missed opportunity because it's also the pre-built decks. And if you're going to give us the ability to also create a custom deck, I don't see a reason that we can't have a little bit more flexibility outside of UI limitations. From a business standpoint, it makes no sense that they don't have access to this and they're missing out. If I'm Second Dinner, I'm looking at this going, for lack of a better term, I could be making money off of this. And people will spend their tokens. They'll spend their gold. They'll spend their resources, their tickets, and be more active in the game to get more resources to get those things for the cards that they play every day. This is a huge miss. I'm so glad you brought this one up. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Exclusivity on cosmetics in LTGMs should be banned.
100%. Also, the pink tone flare is unique because pink isn't a tone flare color you can get in the normal thing.
That's true too.
Everything about the you got me saying it didn't say Gwenpool. Didn't say it. Ghost Spider. Everything about the Ghost Spider. I've said it. I've never had an issue with that until you've thrown me off. Anyway,
actually, you know what would the whole like combo with the pink tone flare? That would actually look really good on Gwenpool.
It definitely would. It definitely would.
Mind blowing. I know, right?
Imagine a bundle where they're like, rather than instead of these exclusive borders that we can get 500 million of, you said, hey, by the way, here's an exclusive split combo that you can only get for these characters or whatever. And it's I don't like
limiting it there. I like the idea.
I mean, you can still get it in the other shops, but also like, hey, here's a card rather than a bunch of boosters for it. Here's a good split for the card immediately.
Yeah, that's fair. I like that.
I'm not saying it doesn't have to be exclusive just for that, but at the same time, like that's why they give you the boosters so you could split the card. Right. Why? What if
split
I could just
card?
Just use the one I want?
Credits, spend your resources. That's why that exists. I get that from a business standpoint, but whenever people just want to shortcut and buy something, they should be able to. Wink, wink, nudge,
that's
nudge.
That's a whole other thing on the ban list that we can do another week.
This is true. This is true. So
anyway, wait, I'm gonna do it. Exclusive cosmetics on the ban list.
I had to do your version of the follow up on that. So
true.
That's fair. I like that one. I like that one a lot, actually. So I like it a lot. I'm glad I'm able to not have the same thing, to be honest, because I was a little bit worried about us having the same, if not similar, with this, but I'm glad that we're not there. So this came from KM Best on his most recent episode of 8 Cubes, and I am going to fight for the track because what I want to see banned is within high voltage and high voltage overdrive, I can't just get the damn card. Now, one of the things that I think about with this is you look at Grand Arena. Right now in Grand Arena, you're able to spend the 800 gold on the two different tracks. It'll catapult you up the track and immediately unlock the brand new card, Major Victory. Now, Grand Arena is not my absolute favorite game mode, but if I had to play it to get the new card, I would, because something that I do, and one of the ways that I treat my collectible card game is I try to collect the cards. I love having the ability, especially as someone who's, to be honest, a content creator and does a billion different things. And sometimes it's just easier some seasons to just spend the 800 gold, unlock the card, and then go right into playing it and testing it, because that's what I want to do. And in high voltage and in high voltage overdrive, you can't do that. You have to play the game mode through over the course of that extended period of time to get to the unlock of that card. You have to get the volts to unlock the card. There's no other way to do it. You have to play it. And I think that if you're going to offer it in 4 of your game modes, to have an option to just unlock the card, you should have it in all of your game modes. The ability to skip should be permitted. So I am banning from high voltage and high voltage overdrive forced gameplay.
I want to say that this is, I agree, but the only thing I have a reason for why I think you should go to Snap Court, though.
Oh. Okay.
It's a weird one, but also,
go for it.
Have they been putting any cards in those for a bit? Like, I feel like we haven't been seeing those.
You're confusing two aspects. There's when the event comes back as a 1 week plus game mode. And then there's the weekend version where it's just here for 3 or 4 days and it's exclusively cosmetics. I'm talking about when the limited time game mode has a card locked within it.
When's the last time they did that? I thought they stopped doing that. The only time I've seen them doing it is
come back so many times. It's come back so many times as a weekender, if you will, because the game mode, it's both game modes lean towards expedited gameplay, right? It's meant to be even shorter, even faster of a play experience. So it actually works, in my opinion, versus a week-long or 2-week-long game mode. I think it works better as a cosmetics game mode, a weekender experience, rather than this is around for a week, 2 weeks, has a shop, etc. But to that same token, I would play high voltage, me personally, because I do like the game mode. As much as I would love the expedition option to just get it, if this was around for 2 weeks, it's something that for the purposes of like content, I don't mind playing that as much as I minded playing Deadpool's Diner, or as much as I mind playing Grand Arena. You know, I think it's about accessibility, and locking it behind a play gate for all players is very different than locking it behind a play gate for some. If you choose to be free to play, of course, you can unlock the card. You can unlock pretty much almost all of the cards in this game, nearly, if not completely free to play. That's a Lauren Whatev's question. She can confirm that. But sure, I believe for especially the limited time game mode cards, where the game is already asking so much of your resource time to play, scale, unlock cards, get credits, get things to, you know, move up the track to get the cards you need every single week, to then add on additional gameplay for the next Series 4 card that's coming out. Like in this case, it's Major Victory. If I've earned the 800 gold, I should be able to do that for every single limited time game mode that has a card unlocked within it.
And I think I'm actually like, I don't think this needs to be on the ban list, as at least as of recently. The last time they did high voltage or high voltage overdrive, when they put a card in there, it was Dragon Lord. And Dragon Lord you didn't have to play the game to get the card. You could just use that same track that already existed. You didn't need to actually spend the resources or spend the time in it. You were able to use that same premium and free track, whatever, spend the 800 gold to skip through the track and just get Dragonlord. And so that's what I was looking that up while you were talking right there. The last time they didn't have that available was Airwalker back in August. So I agree they shouldn't do it, but at the same time, they haven't. Every single card that they've done recently has been purchasable directly by gold, not having to wait through and forcing gameplay. They either have that track or it's purchasable within their shop. Like that. I don't think that needs to be on the ban list, at least as of recently. It's not on, I don't want it either. But if you make an argument for why it should still be on there for safety reasons, by all means, I could be convinced. But at the same time, I don't think it's on there.
I think a part of it for yourself is also realizing when they do bring it back for a week. Now, granted, for the last couple of iterations of it, they have not brought it back for more than we haven't ever gotten either of those for 2 weeks. Honestly, thank goodness. No. I believe they did that for the first iteration, maybe 2, and all of us were like,
yeah, I think they don't bring them back for 2 weeks very often. I think the last time they did it for 2 weeks was Team Clash, I think.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that was a premiere, so
exactly.
To me, that makes sense, obviously, with the first initial launch of a brand new game mode, and to what it sounds like, potentially the last new game mode we're going to have for quite some time, because of all of these other developments happening behind the scenes and them working on, updating and fixing and still transitioning a bunch of the game over. I kind of look at it through the lens of it shouldn't even have to be an option, because Overdrive came back. I know it came back in January. It was here last month and it was here for a week. And I don't believe it had a card within it. No, sorry, that was Dragonlord exclusively within the XP track, right?
Yeah.
You can unlock it through the free track, and that's fine. And that one did have the 800 gold, correct?
Yep, it did.
Okay. So when was the last high voltage outside of that?
Well, last high voltage that wasn't weekend, that had a card that you could only unlock over time, right? That's what you're talking about specifically?
Yes.
Airwalker.
And that one did not,
I think.
August, October, somewhere in that range. It was.
Yeah, it was a Herald season.
Yeah, it didn't have a track.
It didn't have a track. Didn't have a track there. It only had that little bar top, which again, that sucks. And you had to forcibly play through games. There was no way to skip through. And I agree 100%. I'm still saying that shouldn't be a thing, but it hasn't been a thing since August.
Right.
So I'm down to put it on the ban list. I think I'm ended up at safety. Sure, we can put it on the ban list, but also I don't think it's coming back anyway.
I mostly hope that it doesn't, specifically because when you are bringing limited time game modes to the game, and typically it looks like they're trying to do 2 a season, maybe for a week a piece. It's maybe already a lot of
the weekend things.
Yeah. Sometimes they do the weekender ones, right? They'll do, and very often it's high voltage, because that's an easy one. Sanctum Showdown is also an easy one to do as a cosmetics only style, but that also can have the option to just pay the gold and expedite through and get what you want. I also get just as frustrated. They only did it one time this way, where the gold didn't unlock the card and you still had to play 5 games. And I forget when that was.
I feel like that was a mistake.
It might have been. It might have been just a straight up mistake, and I hope it was.
I think it was Dragonlord, actually, because I'm pretty sure it said unlock Dragonlord when you click this.
You're right.
And you didn't unlock Dragonlord.
You're actually right.
And
yes, I do remember doing that.
I think they gave that back tickets and boosters and stuff as a.
You're right.
Sorry about that. You're right here. No, they gave back glory. I remember getting that stuff.
You're right, because I remember them sending back the tickets after the event was over.
I got them too after I saw some people who were like, oh, I got them and there's a day left in the stuff. I'm like, oh, cool. Wonder when I'm getting them.
Yeah,
and it's day after it closed, and it was like, oh, all right, yeah, that's fine. Now
here are boosters. Great, awesome. That's magical
great.
Conversion.
Anyway.
But yeah, so okay, so then let's hone it down to say that whether it comes back, whether it is officially gone or not, we're considering the forced gameplay. I don't know how we're going to turn this into an icon, but forced gameplay of the limited time game modes to unlock those cards is banned. So big noise of.
Well, you have to do the ban thing.
Fine. There you go.
I don't know how it works as two different effects now I think about it, but it's fine. Don't sweat.
There's a long distance between us. So it's just
true.
Like, yeah.
That's why it's 80 degrees Fahrenheit for you and 20 degrees Fahrenheit for me right now.
That would be correct. Yes, that's exactly.
Yeah. Hemispheres are crazy like that.
All right. So speaking of two sides of the same coin, let's talk about the YouTube comments, because we asked our community to pick things that they want banned and put them down in the YouTube comments below. So we've gone through, picked out the things that we agree with, disagree with, and figured out which one is our favorite. Now, again, the way this works, especially after how last week went down, let's make this very clear. We have to pick the same person. Specifically, if that same person is both chosen as our favorite comment for the thing that needs to go on the ban list. Number one, that topic also immediately gets meta roasted and goes onto the ban list. Number two, that person has won a season pass. So keep an ear out if you are this guy. Let's bring them up onto the screen, because mine that I'm going to be opening with is from Arai Sikawai. Arai Sikawai? I think we're going to go with?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we're going with Arai Sikawai, where it says, ban me, ticket rewards in limited time game mode gold pass tracks. Ticket rewards are fine for the free track. So this one leans heavily into, look, if I'm spending gold, and it's kind of similar to like the one I was, literally talking about from my own end. If I'm spending gold to not play the game mode, I don't want rewards that make me need to play the game mode. It shouldn't be about that. I would rather, instead of one of those tickets, I legitimately would rather like 5 collector's tokens. To me, that has more value. I don't think there's any reason for that, in my opinion, because the whole point of the gold track is to unlock more rewards, not unlock more gameplay. Fair?
You would think. You would think.
So that's mine. I have the link for yours. I'm about to click it. I do not know what yours is. Yours is. Hey, it's
I agree.
Nice.
Let's go, Rye. Yep. Thank you. No, 100%. Ticket rewards. I hadn't thought about it before until I saw this comment. I'm like, oh, yeah, wait. Why are they on both sides? I think I had it recently where I was like, I got 5 tickets for Grand Arena. I'm like, I'm not playing Grand Arena enough that I need 5 tickets for this. Like, I'm good. Right. Why am I getting so many of these? I was like, all right, we should, maybe this is something we should just be deleting from that side entirely, which again, I don't know how this is going to work. Icons, but whatever. It's like, yeah, tickets on the free track. Sure. Makes sense. Help people play the game more, but I'm spending the gold. The reason the gold pass exists, it's good value if you want to skip the game mode. Yep. And that's just how economies work. So if I don't want to skip the game mode, I don't really want that as an option.
Now, to be fair, because there are people in this world like Super Tech God, right? On the track, if you go into the paid side where there's your arena tickets on the gold side. Some people, not all, but some people are doing it to be able to get the exclusive artwork for that. And I think that was obviously the intent of this whole piece, which is to get that exclusive artwork. And I can understand and I can respect that. And if you're an art collector, that's fine. However, I think that only matters when the cards don't suck.
What do you mean? He's called Major Victory, not Major Failure.
In our hearts, he may be a major victory, but on our board states, he is a major failure. So I have no incentive to need to get this. as someone who bought
I've seen
the
more
gold
of him
pass,
than Kraglin, though. Anecdotally, I've seen more of him than I have of Kraglin.
because people want to make this good. And he actually can be better than Kraglin with Quinjet, but that's a conversation for another cocktail. I think that, honestly, if you want the exclusive art, that's fine. But you still got to play the game. But to pay for the card, yeah, I'm not trying to play the game. I don't need more tickets to go play more of the game. Get them out of the gold track. 100%. So
no, immediately put them on there.
We agree. Arai Sikawai, join my Discord. Come find me. And we will get you your season pass. So congratulations to you. If you would like an opportunity to win a season pass, comment down below what you would like to see on the ban list and make sure you open it with hashtag ban me. Take a look down below, put it down there, let us know. And just remember, I feel like I have to make this stupid disclosure, but remember, this isn't a rant. This is something you want us to debate, us to talk about, us to figure out if it deserves to be there. Just keep that context. I think that's a fair thing to ask for. Just keep the context. I feel like
we've done a pretty good job the whole time, where it's like, yes, as much as we're roasting something, but there's a difference between a roast and a rant.
Yes.
Where I think that's the key difference between, it's why it's called a meta roast, not a meta rant. We are taught, like, the roast is done in, like, yes, we love Marvel Snap. We like this game a lot. We care about it. We want it to be good. When we're roasting something, it's because we know it could be better. We know that there's something about this that could be improved. When we're ranting, it's just anger fueled. Yeah. Like, the source behind each of them is, I think, the context there, right? Rants are built on hate. Roasts are built on love.
Yeah. And I think that's important to state, too, because the whole origin of this show is because we really do love this game. And as much as the game gives us great things to talk about, it would be ignorant to not talk about the things that we don't like. So we wanted a unique, fun, different filter to be able to portray this rather than nothing but a rant fest. As many clicks as that may get, that's just not the best feeling to always have every single week. And it's just, look, I love Not My Dance because he understands from the player's perspective just as much as I do that we really do care about this game. And it's fun to talk about it and really go into the why, not just the this is what I feel. And I really appreciate you with that. So I think next week we're going to have some potentially big changes coming to the channel / idea of the ban list. And I'm going to leave it simply at that as a teaser for next week. But do you have anything that you would like to close out with today, good sir?
I mean, this is always a fun time. I do enjoy ranting about things that are not roasting. Or roasting about things that aren't ranting. I don't know. I enjoy this.
Man,
I enjoy
you just
banning.
Butchered the hell out of it. Just quit while
it's
you're
almost
behind.
like I did that on purpose just to make you really upset.
You really did, and you succeeded. So good job. This is the ban list, and we'll see if he comes back next week.
Check the mic 1 2.
I'm coming back. Could you let me do the intro?
Fine.
Welcome to the ban list.